What's good, everybody? Thank you for joining me today on the ML Family Channel. For those of you that's new, my name is Mary. Go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, turn on the post notifications so you're notified every time I post a video. Please drop a comment below. Let me know what you think. Questions, quotes, comments, doesn't matter. Just drop it below. Also, in the description, I'm going to leave my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and my TikTok, so you can come join me over there. I apologize if I seem a little sluggish. I'm not feeling well today. Has nothing to do with COVID-19. Just my allergies is up every time the weather changes. Where I'm at, I start getting real bad sinusitis and just don't feel good, headaches and stuff. But today in this video, I'm going to be discussing the new stimulus bill and what they have out so far and the research that I have gotten off of it. So stay tuned and let's get into it. Okay, everybody, the new stimulus bill of the new Trickle Down Heroes Act went from 3.4, 2.4, and then now 2.2 trillion. So the Democrats want a 2.2 bill. Not all of them are in agreement with it. We'll talk about that later. So here we go. Second stimulus check update about Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Secretary Steven Mnuchin. They're still negotiating. They've been negotiating. And in the video I'm going to post within this video, I'm going to add it to it because I want you to see the reaction or the comments that Steven Mnuchin came out and stated on an interview that he was in. I think it was CNBC, but I'm going to add that in. You'll see that later on. All right. The new Trickle Down Heroes Act is 2.2 trillion, which just now, great news, passed in the House. Remember, there's 3 steps for it to be done and passed into as a law. It has to be passed in the House, passed in the Senate, and then sent to the president's desk. And if he likes what he sees, then it will be signed as a bill. And then it'll go into effect. We'll all get our stimulus checks and everybody will get the PPP loans that they need for the small businesses, the FPUC, the unemployment. I'm not sure if they included the hazard pay in there because I still have not found anything on the hazard pay, which I think it should be included, but I haven't seen anything on it yet. But I will come back again, I promise, with a later update and another video to let you know if I found hazard pay. If you are one of those that are hazard workers that are out there working right now, God bless you. Thank you so much for your service and stay safe. All right. Trump's press secretary has come out and stated that Trump told Mnuchin to make the bill go higher. Now, Steven Mnuchin has went from trying to do negotiations and still right now at this point doing negotiations, even though the bill has passed in the House, again, only in the House. Just because it is passed does not mean that the negotiations is done just because it passed in the House. Remember again, House, Senate, President. All 3 steps have to be taken in order for it to become law. All right, Secretary Mnuchin has said 1.5 trillion is as far as he goes. But I think he will go to 2 trillion because as of right now, I found through my research that he went up to 1.6 trillion. Now, my opinion is, and this is just me, and I'm not speaking for everyone, but I feel like there's so many people out there that feel the same way that I do, that what is the difference between a 1.5 or 1.6 trillion bill than a 2 trillion bill and a 2.2 trillion bill? Come on now. This is getting ridiculous. Somebody needs to be the bigger person and stop being childish. Agree to the 2.2 and sign it into law as it goes through House as it already has. Go to the Senate, which it has not yet. And then go to the President, which it has not yet. I don't see the problem with the 2.2. Then you got the 1.5 to the 1.6 that Republicans agree on, White House agrees on, Steven Mnuchin agrees on, and they raised it 1.6 in order to get favor over Nancy Pelosi. Which Nancy Pelosi's out here playing games with this. I don't know why it can't just be settled. I feel like it's more about the money. She says it's not about the money, and she quoted that it wasn't about the money. It's not only about the money, but it's about the language. That's what she told CNN in an interview. That was her quote. That was her word. That's the words from the horse's mouth. I am not saying that it's all about money. It's about the language. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. So now they have the president stepping in. because they don't want to agree. They're having a hard time agreeing, even though they're negotiating. I feel like the president is about to do an executive order on the stimulus. And once he does that executive order and signs it, they have $300 billion. Some are saying there's $500 billion out there floating from money that was unused funds that can be repurposed into stimulus checks. People need it. Let's get it done. Like I say, 3 things. PVP. Present, which has already been done. Vote, which has already been done only in the House. And pass, which has already been done only in the House. But it still needs to be voted on and passed in the Senate to the president. Alright. The problem solvers come out, and I quote, "Problem solvers urge the negotiations to get done and a bill to be passed immediately." As of tonight, the vote on Pelosi's bill got 214 to 207 votes, with at least 17 Democrats opposing on it. They don't want it. 17 Democrats have opposed their own speaker's bill. Something's behind that. I don't know what it is, but something's behind that. Somebody don't want the bill to pass. For whatever reason, I believe 2.2, who cares what the amount is? This is the way I look at it. Whether it's 2.2, whether it's 2 trillion, whether it's 1.6, whether it's 1.5, it doesn't matter. Once you send that money out to the American people, it will be put back into the economy, which means it's put back into the government. The money gets replaced anyway. You're getting the money back that you're giving. So it's a win-win. Do the bill and get it done. Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Secretary Steven Mnuchin have no agreement as of right now. That's what has come out. Now, stimulus check. $1,200 individual, $2,400 married couple, $500 dependent, regardless if it's an adult or child. And that goes without saying. There, as a matter of fact, it has come out that both sides say a stimulus, new direct payment are a must-have right now. The payments are a must-have. Both sides agree that it needs to be passed. Both sides agree that we need the stimulus checks. Both sides agree that we need the FPUC, unemployment, the PPP loans, and both sides agree that the airlines need the money to keep. They're getting ready to furlough people. Disney is talking about within the last couple of hours, I think, they have come out and said they're getting ready to let go of 28,000 employees. That's a lot. And that's from their 2 parks. Their 2 major parks. That's bad. And it's unnecessary. It don't need to happen. Send the bill out, get it done so people can get their money. Now, at PUC and unemployment, they are calling for $400. This is the problem solvers bill, calling for $400 for 8 weeks and then $600 for 5 weeks. Nancy's bill calls for FPUC and unemployment, but hers calls for $600 until January 2021. I don't see what's wrong with that. The people need the unemployment, give it to them. The people need the stimulus checks, give it to them. I'm one of the people. I mean, I don't need the unemployment because I'm disabled, and I'm probably the only one who is willing to say that on camera that I don't need it. I'm not going to lie and say that I do because I don't work. I'm disabled permanently. And then Mnuchin agrees with the problem solvers bill. It has been 10 weeks since people would have had the FPUC unemployment extension. It's been 10 weeks. And they said that because of the time frame when Nancy Pelosi said, no, we don't want that. We want $600 a week. Instead of taking the $400 for 8 weeks, $600 for 5 weeks, that's passing 4,000. If it's not 4,000, it's passing 4,000. $4,000 that people could have had already. But Nancy Pelosi said no. Again, I'm not Democrat. I'm not Republican. I don't vote party. I vote policy. And this right here is ridiculous. Nancy Pelosi is playing games. Republicans are playing games. They need to just push her to the side and say, let us do it. They need to take control. The Democrats need to take control and push Nancy Pelosi to the side. Stop letting her take control of everything. I understand she's a speaker, but they can't push her to the side and start doing it themselves. Because Trump stated last week that he agrees with the Problem Solvers Bill. The Problem Solvers Bill's got direct payments for the American people, $1,200 individual, $2,400 married couple, $500 each dependent adult child. Doesn't matter. Then you got him agreeing on the unemployment. He agrees on the PPP loans. And like the rent, with the rent, he put out the new national moratorium effective September 1st, expires December 31st. That's already done. So, rent's good. The bills have been introduced. The bill, except for the Problem Solvers Bill, that bill needs to be brought to the Senate. If the Democrats are going to do nothing with it, the Senate needs to do something with it. Take the Problem Solvers Bill, give it to the Senate. Let the Senate put that out there. I mean, either or, it'll work. We need the money, either or. Give us one of the bills. Something that gives us direct payments. Something that gives us unemployment to the people who need it. Something that gives the PPP loans to the small businesses. Something that helps with hazard pay. Something that helps with rent. Something that takes care of food, healthcare, schools, and all of that. It's ridiculous. It shouldn't even be like this. Representative Virginia Fox of North Carolina calls the bill a socialist wish list. Nancy Pelosi's bill. Okay, it's a wish list to you, but we need the money. You're not the one sitting out here struggling and starving for the money, needing to pay your bills. You got money. You keep getting paid. We are not. Representative David Sisling from Rhode Island, Democrat, says, these are not radical ideals. This is basic responsibility to keep American people healthy and safe. Come on. Nancy Pelosi is not trying to help us, is what it seems like to me, and that's just my opinion. Everybody may not agree with me, but that's my opinion. She's not trying to help us with what we're going through. We need help now, not later now. To me, it seems like it is about the money for her. She says it's not, but to me it does. White House offered with Steven Mnuchin $1.6 trillion bill. Nancy Pelosi is not coming off her 2.2. Somebody needs to be the bigger person and stop being childish. Pick one. If you're not going to go for the Democrat bill, go for the Republican. If you're not going to go for the Republican, go for the Democrat. Let's get it done. We will take the $1.6 trillion. This is our lives and we need help now. That's just the way I look at it. And it's just ridiculous that we have to keep going through this over and over and over again. But it is what it is. The PPP is in the bill. The FPUC unemployment, like I said, is in the bill, which is calling for the $600, which I say that the Problem Solvers Bill should be the one that's out there. The stimulus check, like I said, $1,200 individual, $2,400 married couple, $500 dependent adult child, doesn't matter. The rent's taken care of. I mean, hazard pay needs to be in there. And then you got health and all that for the schools and stuff. But we need help now. People are crying out for help and you're fighting over something that you don't need. But we need it. So to all of you, again, let's do social media. Get out there. Start telling these people. Tweet to them and let them know we need this now. We cannot wait anymore. Just give us what is owed to us as this pandemic is still going and let it be done. Make sure you make a good choice of whatever you want, whatever's good for you on the election. We need to get somebody in there that we're not going to do this for 4 more years. Because the rate that we're going at, this crap won't disappear for about, we won't see clearance of this until probably 2023, 2024, the way we're going. The other day it was 21 states rising, now it's 25 states rising. Are you kidding me? We need help now, and to tell you the truth, I am in one of those states that's rising. And I try to stay from outside. I only go out when necessary. We need the help with the pandemic EBT, which is still going. I know it is in the state that I'm in, because we received it yesterday. But people need the help, government. Nancy Pelosi, I'm speaking to you. Trump, I'm speaking to you. Nancy Pelosi, and the Chuck Schumer. I know I already said Nancy Pelosi, but Chuck Schumer and Mark Meadows, all of you, I'm talking to you as the voice of the American people. Give us the help that we need now. Because if you don't, this pandemic is going to keep continuing evicting people. It's going to keep killing people. It's going to keep making us not be able to pay our bills. And it's just not right. Help us. How do you plan to keep your seat if you don't help us? But God bless. Love y'all. Thank you to all my supporters and subscribers. Those who haven't subscribed, thank you as well. Love you. God bless. Stay safe. Remember, social distance, wash your hands, wear the mask, sanitize. And until the next one, God bless.
You've got millions of Americans who are out of work. You've got businesses small and large that are in crisis at this point through no fault of their own. Will we see another financial package to aid them before Election Day?
Well, the President and I are working hard on a bipartisan proposal. I spoke to Speaker Pelosi several times over the weekend. We had a conversation for about an hour yesterday, going through different aspects of it, and I expect I will come back with her later this afternoon and we'll deliver a response. So I think we'll have a very reasonable response, something that's very similar to what has been the bipartisan proposal that the Problem Solvers has worked on, and I hope we can get something done, because as you said, there are clearly still businesses out there, small businesses that are impacted. We need more money for kids going to school. We need liability protection for small businesses to open the economy, and we're going to continue to work hard to try to get those results to the American people that are impacted.
Usually pretty even-keeled, and you are probably the person most in the administration who has reached across the aisle to try and have these conversations. Although I have gotten a sense lately that you've been a little frustrated too. I just wonder, in those conversations with Speaker Pelosi, is it more or less contentious than the debate we saw last night?
Well, the Speaker and I have a relationship which it's all business. I think we're very effective in communicating with each other. In many cases, we do have things that we agree on, and we have things that there are differences. And we're trying to see if both of us can manage a package that gets some of what everybody wants.